Hello, and welcome to your Inspire WI orientation session. We appreciate you taking the time to get acclimated with Inspire and for your efforts to bring this valuable resource to your students and staff. Today's orientation session will provide you with some background information to understand what Inspire is all about. We will preview the Inspire WI website and request system. We want you to see how students and educators can make requests to engage with our business partners. We'll let you know how you can stay informed about Inspire events, and we'll be providing some resources to assist with the rollout of Inspire within your school. Before we dive into what Inspire is all about, our team would like you to know who your main point of contact is should you have any questions or be seeking additional support. Our Inspire WI team is made up of several members of our College and Career Readiness Center here at CISA 6, and our partners Candice Boutel and Julie Frosto from Sheboygan Inspire, who we've partnered with to form our expanded network of school and business partners. The Inspire WI network links businesses and schools into one larger network spanning from Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Calumet, Outagamie, Winnebago, Fond du Lac, Dodge, and Washington counties. Inspire coordinators are assigned to support school districts based upon certain regions. My name is Jamie Brown, and I will be supporting the Calumet and Fox Cities region. Carrie Miller will be supporting the Manitowoc region, and Amy Richter will be in the Washington County region. And Candice and Julie continue to support the Sheboygan County region. Inspire's mission is to connect students to career experiences that support and extend the exploration taking place through your academic and career planning process. Through your ACP process, students are identifying careers that are aligned with their interests and future goals. Inspire becomes an extension of that process by providing an opportunity for students to connect to people working in business and industry in the types of jobs that they are exploring. Engaging in activities facilitated through Inspire helps students develop a deeper understanding of both careers and companies that align with their future plans. Key participants that contribute to the success of Inspire include certainly our business partners and the career mentors that engage with students during activities. Our career mentors are eager to share their experiences and career journeys with your students. They're excited to answer questions and give students a realistic perspective of what their job entails and help students how to plan their pathway to that career goal. We continue to seek additional business partners to expand the opportunities for our students, and we encourage you to pass along any contact information from businesses that are seeking connections with your students. We are happy to connect with these businesses to encourage partnering with Inspire. This way, all of your connections can be facilitated through the same process and system, which definitely creates efficiencies in coordinating experiences for everyone. Our Inspire coordinators are the connecting link and communicators between both the employers and schools. We gather information related to the interests and needs of both sides and then take steps to facilitate experiences or events to support these goals. In addition to having awesome companies and career mentors at the table, we also need inspired champions within our school buildings to keep the exploration going. These people are staff members who have the interest and desire to support students as they explore careers, and those staff members that purposefully seek real-world relevance added to their curriculum. Your Inspire leaders within your building are also essential to launching Inspire in a structured and purposeful way. Gathering key players to think through and establish the rollout of Inspire is very important for a successful launch. Some things to think about include communications with students about the proper steps to take in prearranging an absence for a job shadow or a company tour? If the student is going to connect to an event virtually, how will the students arrange for being excused from class to engage in a live virtual event? The other piece with virtual events to think about is what would be the location the students will report to for that virtual connection. So, your Inspire champions within your school building are important to think through some of these processes so that the launch of Inspire goes smoothly. Your Inspire contract connects you to activities facilitated through both in person and virtual opportunities. The activities that you see listed on your screen are just a few of the activities offered for students and educators through Inspire. A complete list of connection opportunities can certainly be viewed on the registration form that we'll be walking through in just a few minutes. When planning the route that students will take when connecting to Inspire, you have two different options for how you engage students with Inspire. Students can be funneled directly to the Inspire WI website that you see listed on the screen. Here they can explore what events are being planned that we have scheduled, and students can also go to the website to request exploration activities based upon how these activities complement their ACP process. Or students can also connect to Inspire Wisconsin through Zello, and I'll show you both methods and how they work. Students being directed to inspirewi.org may be arriving at the website just wanting to know what's happening and follow an efficient path to seeing what's planned and how to get to the request form. If this is the case, they will want to go to the calendar menu at the top of the home page. Clicking the calendar menu then directs students to the calendar, which shows pre-planned events that Inspire has worked with our business partners to schedule. You will see a list view of these events, and students can click on the event to obtain more information about what that activity is about. If a student wants to register for one of those events, they can simply click the Register Now button, and that will take them to our event registration form. Just as an FYI, if a student or educator clicks on a registration link anywhere on the website, it takes everyone to the same form that collects all of our engagement requests. This process eliminates confusion over making sure that they are using the proper registration form for the event that they're requesting. So keep in mind, anywhere you see a register here or click here to register, that takes your students and staff members to the same form. We will preview how the form works in a live demonstration here in just a minute. Before we walk through some scenarios on the live website, let's take a look at a few screenshots of what a student would experience when making a request for a job shadow. The first screenshot that you see on the left-hand side of the page shows that the student will need to provide some information about what grade they are in and what school they attend. If the student is requesting an in-person job shadow where they physically will report to the business for that activity, they will need to select in-person activity. The next question will ask them to select the type of activity that they are requesting. And in this example, we are using a job shadow. After selecting Next at the bottom of the form, the student will then be asked to make other selections to help refine the job shadow request. If the student does not know what company they would like to complete a job shadow with, notice that there is an option for students to identify this. The form will ask for some additional information so that our Inspire team can take a look at that information and match the student to an appropriate company. Other options to help the student refine their request include being able to identify a specific career cluster that they are interested in. This will filter the list of companies to display that offer a job shadow related to that particular career cluster. Should the student know exactly what company they would like to complete a job shadow with, they can bypass both of these questions and report directly on the next question, which company they would like to engage in a job shadow experience with. From there, we do collect some additional details about what the student is seeking to gain from this experience. That helps us know that the student has done a little bit of research prior to requesting an in-person job shadow, that they've put some thought into what they want to get out of that experience. We also ask for the student to identify a time frame when the student would like to have that activity completed. When advancing to the final segment of the request form, students are asked to provide their name, an email address that they can check, and that they can receive emails at from an outside source. So, an FYI, and things to consider before launching Inspire. If your school email system blocks outside emails, be sure to have your technology coordinator put the email address info@inspirewi.org on your safe list so that students can receive confirmations from their registrations with Inspire. Whenever a student makes a request with Inspire, they will be receiving an email with either follow-up instructions, steps that the student needs to take to finalize their request, or if it's a virtual event, Zoom links to connect the student to that event will be emailed to the email address that the student provides. So it's very important to know if your school district blocks outside emails, and then look into getting info@inspirewi.org listed on your safe list so that students can receive those email correspondence through their school email. Educators will use the same form to make requests through Inspire as well. So you see on the left-hand side of your screen a screenshot of the initial phase of an educator request. So again, educators are asked to identify what level the experience would be geared toward, the high school that they are from. And then you'll see the drop-down list of available activities for educators. Just a reminder that educators are able to sign up and participate in any events that are listed on the calendar events tab. And if, for example, an educator wants to participate in a virtual career experience that complements the content being covered in one of their courses, in order to select an event on the calendar, you'll notice the very first drop down option on activities says calendar events. So these are the events that are populated on our Inspire calendar. And this is the option that both educators and students would use in signing up for an event that is published on the calendar. So again, that's an important piece to note, that if they are signing up for a job shadow that is pre-scheduled on the calendar, students and or educators would need to use the calendar events selection in order to register for that particular event. So that holds true for anything listed on the calendar. That is the option that they will use to sign up for those events. If they are requesting an event that isn't already scheduled on the calendar, then they will need to use one of the other options listed on the menu below. All right, let's go ahead with that in mind. Let's go ahead and jump over to the live website. So when we arrive at the homepage, you will see the information that you saw in our screenshots in our presentation. And as we continue to scroll down the page, here's a nice preview of events that are coming up that are included on our calendar of events. You may want to take note at the top left-hand corner of each event. We have indicated whether that event is an in-person experience or a virtual experience. And when students click on the event, they will be able to get more information that they need to know about related to that particular experience. Okay. Remember, a very direct route to connecting students and educators to experiences is to go to that calendar. So if we click the calendar page, again, that takes us to our pre-scheduled events that we have taking place. And again, if students or educators want to register for any of those events or anything that isn't pre-scheduled on our calendar, by clicking the Register Now button, that takes them all to the same event registration form. So again, first question is for the individual to indicate whether they are a student or an educator. So in this example, I'm going to role play registering as a student. And then the student will be asked to identify what grade they are in, the name of their school district, or the name of their school, and whether or not they are requesting an in-person or a virtual experience. So I am going to role play as though I want to sign up for a virtual event because I noticed something that is interesting to me on the calendar. So I am going to, and I noticed it was a virtual activity. So I'm going to go to the virtual calendar of events. And you can see here, if I'm the student registering, I will be able to select all of the virtual events that I found interesting that were on the calendar. And I can register for as many of those at one time as I would like. We ask for students to provide any questions that they would like to have answered in the session, and then move forward in the registration process. So again, this is where the student will provide their name and their email address. We do ask also for a phone number so that should we, if it's an in-person event and things have changed, should we need to get a hold of the student via phone, we have the ability to do that, to let them know if by chance there's been any last minute changes to an event that a student would be registered for. So that is a quick walkthrough of the registration form from the student perspective. But again, we want to emphasize that anything that is on our calendar, our events calendar, that students would be using that first option if it is a pre-scheduled experience, versus if the student is wanting to engage in a company tour, let's say, and it is something that is not pre-scheduled. Notice they have the option to make those types of requests also, even if it's not something that we have listed on our calendar of events. So students can request those types of experiences through using the form also. Likewise for educators, again, we'll just walk through a sample here quickly. For our educators wanting to schedule either an in-person activity, again, here are the list of options for in-person activities that can be facilitated, starting with anything that's pre-planned on the calendar. That request would be made there. Or if a staff member is looking for a guest speaker in their classroom, they can go ahead and select that option. Again, they also have the option if they are not sure what company specifically they want to connect to, they can check that box, and then it asks for some additional information about what the teacher is looking for in that activity or that experience for their students. Again, they can filter by career cluster if they would like to narrow that cluster based on what they are teaching. And then if they know of a company specifically that they want to have join their class as a guest speaker, they can choose the specific company. And then again, we collect additional information about the time frame that they're looking to have this guest speaker in, start and stop time, any types of technology that would be available to support the guest speaker, how many students will participate, what's their grade level, what are they looking for students to take away from the experience, and what class is this relevant to. And then the final screen would collect the contact information, the name, the email address, and a phone number for the educator so that if we have questions, we can go ahead and reach out to clarify those questions prior to that event taking place. So that's a little walkthrough on a couple of examples of how the request system works. We'll go back to our presentation. So as we're thinking about when students and educators begin to make requests, who within your school district will be in the know of the requests that are coming in and what's taking place. In your Let's Get Ready to Launch Welcome to Inspire email, you were provided a link to submit Inspire Wisconsin contacts for your school. So anybody that you listed and submitted on this form will receive notifications of requests made through Inspire from both your educators and your students. So if we take a look at the process of how a request happens, when a student or educator fills out the request form that we just walked through, when they submit that form, we will get a notification at our Inspire team of exactly what all the details are connected to that request. Within your school, you will have the option to receive these individual email notifications in your inbox if you wish. Otherwise, we also will be providing a link to a summary sheet where you can bookmark that sheet and then keep tabs, check it periodically to see what requests are coming in through Inspire. So for example, on our screen here, the summary sheet showing Isaac made a request to engage, and this is kind of a sample that had real information. So a lot of it has been blocked out here. But maybe Isaac hasn't been to school for the last 3 weeks, and we noticed that Isaac submitted a request to go on a company tour. A designated staff member to follow up on Inspire requests maybe would want to connect with Isaac to find out if missing another day of school is in his best interest at this point in time to do a company tour. So that's one example of how that can be utilized. Likewise, let's say Lily made a request for a job shadow experience. You might want to connect with Lily prior to that experience taking place to make sure that all the details are confirmed on the when and where, and making sure that Lily is prepared to ask questions during that experience and so on. So we will be providing links to your registered Inspire school contacts so that you have access to those requests so that as students are perhaps following your internal prearranged absence process so that you can go to the request summary sheet to verify that in fact the student did make the request to engage in that experience. Likewise, we also want to make sure that you are aware that all of our virtual career experiences, and we have virtual sessions taking place every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday throughout the school year at various times. Just a reminder, you can register for those events on our event calendar. Each of those virtual sessions are listed there. And those are 30-minute question and answer sessions that are facilitated by our Inspire team. And all of these virtual career experiences are recorded and available, accessible in our virtual library hosted on our website. So when you are on our website, inspirewi.org, you'll notice at the top of the menu bar on the right-hand side, you'll see a profile picture of a person. So if you click there, you can go ahead and register with the website. Once you register with the website, that will create a login for you. And as soon as you are logged into the website, you will notice an additional menu option pop up that says virtual library. So when you click the virtual library, at the top of the menu, you will then have access to all of the previously recorded sessions that took place during the previous school year, and then anything that is new and added from this year will also be loaded into the library as well. So that virtual library is accessible to both your students and staff, and definitely a great resource, again, to bring Inspire into the classroom for educators if they see those virtual career experiences that are recorded and maybe relevant to the content that they are teaching at the time. Those are on demand and accessible at any point in time. Likewise, these recorded sessions are a great prep tool for students who are maybe applying for work-based learning opportunities, maybe through youth apprenticeship, or if you have internships or a co-op available. That would be a great opportunity for students to gather some background information, not only about the career, but the company that they might be applying for those experiences with. And also can be a great prep tool for students going on in-person experiences. So whether that be a company tour or whether that be an individual job shadow at a company, a great resource to have students preview so that they're coming in with a little bit of background information and can ask some more relevant and in-depth questions during their in-person experience. All right, so we walked through how you can connect students to Inspire through the website, inspirewi.org. You may also have implemented ACP lessons through Zello. So we want to show you how you can engage students with Inspire and provide that extension to their work and research taking place within the Zello platform. So as you know, as students are navigating their way through Zello, they are taking their matchmaker inventory and then saving career profiles to their portfolio as they find careers that are of interest to them. So we have a couple of screenshots just showing what the screen looks like when students have tapped into information related to a particular career. So in this example, we have quality controller. You can see the typical information that you would expect to see with the job description. And as students continue to scroll down the page related to the career that they are learning about here, you will see that there will be two buttons that are very soon going to be activated, and those are huddles and companies buttons. Huddles provide students an opportunity to email questions to our Inspire business partners. So students can, if they think of a question as they're exploring this particular career, they can click Let's Go and then be connected via email to an Inspire career mentor who will then respond to their email question. Likewise, we have the companies block here. So if students are wanting to engage in an Inspire experience to learn more about this career within specific companies, they can go ahead and click the companies block. And then that will take them to companies that hire for that particular career. So whatever career they were researching, the company's list will be filtered based upon that career. But students can also clear that filter and see all of the companies that are participating with Inspire activities throughout the state. Students can refine their search by typing in a specific city. If they know they want to engage in an Inspire activity in a certain region, they can indicate the city there. Or likewise, if they know there's a certain company that they want to learn more about or have an Inspire experience facilitated with a specific company, they can filter the list that way also. So in this example, if a student sees, oh, I've heard of this company here, and I think I'd like to see if they have any experiences available that pertain to my interests. So the student can then go ahead and click on the company name, and that opens up what we call a company profile for that company. And we have worked with our Inspire business partners to build this profile, and it provides some background information about what the company is all about. If the company has created any kind of YouTube or videos, we've also linked those pieces to the profile as well. So students can sometimes gain a nice visual understanding of maybe a work environment, or learn a little bit more through those promotional videos. Within the profile, we also identify the types of experiences that the company has agreed to provide through Inspire. So again, a student can look here to see what opportunities they can request to learn more about the company or a career within the company. So when a student sees an activity that they are interested in, they can then go to the top of the profile. And here we have linked the Inspire WI website, going directly to the registration page. So students can click there and then identify the type of request that they're looking for to engage with this company, following the same process that we had previewed during the demonstration of the request form. So you can see how Zello can help students. Exploring in Zello can certainly help students be able to pinpoint specific companies that they want to engage in Inspire experiences with. But again, it's not a requirement to be utilizing Zello. Not all of our districts are doing that. So again, you can see that the request form does allow students to identify companies that are of interest to them, even if they're not necessarily utilizing Zello at this point in time. In order to keep you informed of what is happening with Inspire, on the left-hand side of our screen here, you see a screenshot of a monthly communication that will come out that gives some information about what's happening with Inspire, and then provides a calendar of events for the next 2 upcoming months. So you should have received that email that had gone out to promote our September and October events. Likewise, keep in mind, I would strongly encourage you to bookmark our inspirewi.org website and continue to check back in terms of what is on that events calendar so that you can stay in the know with what's happening. We will also be providing you an Inspire WI logo with a link for our website. So we would encourage you to post that on your school website, and maybe have it in a similar location where you house your ACP information. I think the more places that we can provide the website and make it accessible, not only will your students be more apt to be checking in regularly, or your staff be checking in regularly, we also strongly encourage you to promote Inspire as a valuable resource to your parents as well. So it's important that parents be aware that this resource is available to their child to support their career exploration. And then lastly, another suggestion for keeping students in the know with what's happening, we would encourage you to put the inspirewi.org website on your links and resources dashboard for your students. So if you are utilizing Zello, each time that they log into Zello, they have that visual reminder to go ahead and be checking what is happening with Inspire. So again, providing that link in easily accessible places is a very important piece in making sure that the resource is utilized. We also will be promoting our Inspire activities on social media. So if your district and students and yourself are social media users, please make sure that you follow us, as we will be sharing out information about events prior to them taking place, and then also the exciting outcomes from those experiences on social media as well. In terms of other support that we can provide to assist you with the rollout of Inspire to your students and staff. I will be providing some tutorial videos that you can go ahead and take those video links and embed them in however you are delivering ACP lessons to your students. So feel free to utilize those links and post them where they'll be valuable to help educate our students and educators about Inspire and then how to make requests to engage. We also have postcards similar to what you see in front of you right now, postcards and classroom posters coming your way, again, as a visual reminder of the opportunity to connect to experiences through Inspire for both the educators and for the students. And the postcards would also be a great resource to share out if you have any parent meetings coming up, again, to kind of spread the word about Inspire as a resource to support the students in your district. Likewise, we also will be providing a sample ACP lesson. If you are utilizing a Zello, we'll be providing a sample ACP lesson to show how that can be infused. And we also are open to interested in coming in and providing some staff development. So if you have an upcoming in-service, please let us know if you would like us to come in and share Inspire WI with your staff members so that they know that this is a convenient and accessible resource to support what's taking place in their classroom. So I appreciate your time today to get acclimated and oriented to Inspire Wisconsin. And we are very excited to kick off Connections and look forward to hearing from you and any thoughts and ideas that you have in terms of how these connections can complement and enhance not only your ACP programming, but also the exciting things that are taking place in your classrooms, your CTE departments, and your school and community overall. So we welcome you to Inspire Wisconsin and are excited to get going. Please don't hesitate to reach out to your Inspire coordinator that we mentioned at the beginning of this meeting, or myself, Jamie Brown. My email address is jbrown@cesa6.org. Don't hesitate to reach out to any of us with additional questions and needs. Thank you so much and have a great day.